Today's English word is dissent. Dissent. Now, as you listen to the story, see if you can guess the meaning of the word dissent. Barbara. Barbara was so excited to be going back to work. It had been 2 years since she had been in the office. You know, the pandemic was very bad, and even though it was still going on, their office was opening back up. No longer would they be working from home, so she was excited to go back into the office. She looked forward to seeing her coworkers and even her boss. She actually liked him. So when Barbara was on her way to work, she got a text message. And the text message said, "Just letting everyone know that even though we are back in the office, everyone needs to wear a mask all day." Now, when Barbara saw the message, she was a little bit confused because she thought that they would be able to work freely without masks since they all had the vaccine. But she realized that something else was going on because this message came out of the blue. So when she got to work, she saw her work bestie, her best friend at her job. She said, hey girl, what's going on?" Now, Barbara's friend's name was Mary. Mary said, "Listen, Barbara, I know you saw the text about the masks. I bought you an extra one." So they put their masks on. And Mary said, "Listen, Barbara, there's a lot of dissent on this topic. People don't know how they really feel. Some people say we should wear masks. Some people say we shouldn't. So there's a lot of dissent on this topic. So be very careful when you talk to people." So Barbara said, "Thanks, Mary. I appreciate that." So Barbara went to her desk and Mary went to her desk. And on that day, they were going to have a meeting where everyone was going to come together. So Barbara put her things down and she prepared for the meeting. And when she walked into the meeting room, the conference room they used for the meeting, she could tell by the looks on everyone's faces that, okay, there is a lot of dissent on this topic. She could tell people were angry, some people were happy, and some people just didn't know what to think. So her boss stood up. He said, "Hey, everyone, I'm glad to see you all back. And as you see, I have my mask on, and I see that you all have your masks on. Now, I know there's a lot of dissent on this topic. Some of you are happy, some of you are upset, some of you don't really care. But we have to remember that this is for our safety and to protect each and every one of you." And he continued moving through the meeting. And as Barbara listened, she thought to herself, you know, in times like these, a manager, a boss must truly try to understand his or her employees. And I love that my boss is actually doing what he told us to do. And he recognizes that we are not necessarily on the same page. We don't all have the same opinion, but he still is kind and he's also trying to explain what's going on. This is why I love my boss. You see, Barbara knew there was dissent on the topic, but she also appreciated how her boss was handling it. Now, do you know the definition? Could you kind of guess the definition from the story? Well, let me show you. Let me explain and tell you what the meaning of dissent is. Dissent means a strong difference of opinion on a particular subject, especially about an official suggestion or plan or popular belief. Just like everyone had different opinions on wearing masks. Again, now remember, what I'm teaching you actually comes from Book 7, our daily English vocabulary package. You'll get the ebook, the audio files that explain how to pronounce the words properly, the study plan, and everything else you need. I want you to master English vocabulary. So get your copy so you can use it as you study along by going to www.studywithtiffani.com. So let me help you out with the pronunciation of this word. Again, it's a short word, but you still need to know how to pronounce it properly. So the word again is dissent. Dissent. Excellent. Now, what I want to focus on is right in the middle, the two S's, all right? S. Now, this is a sound that is pretty simple to make, but I want to emphasize the S. You hear it, right? What you're doing is inside of your mouth, you want your tongue to lie just right below the roof of your mouth. You don't want to touch, because you want air to flow over the tip of your tongue. This air will flow and come out. That's where you hear that hissing sound like a snake. So again, after me, the word dissent. Excellent. Again, dissent. Great job. So now you know how to pronounce the word properly. Let me give you an example sentence. Here's the example sentence. There was much dissent on the topic, right? Just like from our story, Barbara and Mary were talking about the masks. Exactly. There was a lot of dissent on the topic of wearing the masks or not wearing the masks. All right, now I want you to use the word at least one time. Don't forget to get your package by going to www.studywithtiffani.com, and I'll talk to you in the next lesson.